Hello and welcome. I'm Gargi Raut. You're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV. That's the site to go to for all the videos and stories and any reports that you want from NDTV. And every day we ask you about which are the stories that you want to know more about. Here's our top 5 stories of the day. Of course, the big telecom story and the worries regarding that. Can't rule out Vodafone idea shutdown. That's what the legal counsel has told NDTV. Remember, this is after the Supreme Court has asked all these telecom companies to pay massive dues to the government, and this has really led to an upheaval and a lot of speculation about what next for the telecom industry. Bid to pacify Assam anti-CA protesters, and a recommendation has come by a committee set up by the Home Ministry regarding Assam and the anger over the Citizenship Amendment Act, and it is about a cut-off period of 1951 for indigenous Assamese, and also about inner line permits to keep out outsiders. But this is in a very early stages yet. It's just a recommendation and not even public. This is something NDTV has learned. Maharashtra tension over pro-Pawar play. Now, this is tension in the government in Maharashtra over the Elgar Parishad Bhimagaon Koregaon case, and this is Bhima Koregaon case. This is because initially the government was looking into whether the cases against activists in the Bhima Koregaon case were false or not, and the centre sensing this, because earlier it was a BJP government, of course, in Maharashtra, sensing this, then transferred the case to the NI. That means giving it to a central agency, and so taking it out of the state government's hands. And Sharad Pawar, NCP Supremo, was against it, but the Shiv Sena somehow, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray just handed it over, and there seems to be some sort of conflict and friction between the two parties over this, and we're expecting a press conference by Sharad Pawar, so we'll have more clarity on that. Coronavirus deaths in China coming down. Well, they have gone up, but are they going up at a lower rate? That is the big question, and that's something everybody would be looking at. Also, running with water buffaloes to national fame, and this story, of course, the man who many on social media are comparing to Usain Bolt. He's just met with the Chief Minister of Karnataka, but I have a different take on that. I don't think he's that fast, and he's also, I think, realized it himself, which is why, for the moment, when they're talking about whether he's going to go and test for in athletics and whether he will meet the Sports Authority of India, he's being a little tentative about it right now. So let's talk about the big story. And telcos have paid on Monday. They paid a part of their dues that were due to the court, to the government rather, but the dues are extremely high. And on Monday, you had Vodafone and Airtel and Tata's all paying up a certain amount of the total money that they owe to the government, and the rest is supposed to be paid up by the 17th of March. But lots of fears and uncertainty in the telecom industry over this. The Reserve Bank has expressed concern about the possibility of their defaulting on bank loans, and this is what many are worried about. And you had the stocks, the telecom stocks coming down. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said she would get in touch with Telecom Department and find out what position it wants to take on these arrears that the Supreme Court has said must be paid by the 17th of March, and that's when it summoned the top bosses of these telecom companies. Also, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das has said they're very closely monitoring the situation because they're concerned that the telecom companies under pressure to pay the government may default on their existing loans with the bank. And NDTV got this exclusive interview with Mukul Rohatgi, who is the legal counsel for Vodafone, and he spoke about whether that if they're forced to pay overnight, Vodafone will have to shut down, and that is what many have been talking about and the effect that would have on the economy. Let's just listen in.
And we want to open a dialogue with the government to see how the balance can be paid in a structured fashion or in some installments, and the government should not rock the boat by encashment of bank guarantees, which if it does, the company will come to a close tomorrow. That's where we stand, and we have about 30 crore subscribers who will then have to shift to either of the two players who will remain in the market.
And how many thousand jobs would be lost if Vodafone shuts down?
Well, more than 10,000 jobs will be lost. If you calculate 4 to a family, then 50,000 people will take a hit on that. And mind you, this is not a case of the proverbial builder who may have defalcated monies and not given it to the customer. There is no such case here. This downtrend has occurred because of a myriad reasons. The government's policies in one, etc., etc.
All right, so there you can see what Mukul Rohatgi, they're actually spelling out what everybody has been fearing, that if Vodafone is asked to pay this up immediately, and it will lead to a shutdown of the company, and what is the government doing about this? It will mean that the 30 crore subscribers that they have will shift to either Jio or Airtel, which are the two other players, and it will lead to 10,000 people losing their jobs, and of course the families, and whatever the effect of that would be. So a big worry as far as the telecom sector goes, and we'll have to see how this all plays out. The other big story that we are looking at is the Shaheen Bagh story, and what the Supreme Court said yesterday on Shaheen Bagh about how the right to protest is a fundamental right, but you can't obviously block a road like this for this such a prolonged period, and there has to be some way out. So now, interestingly, the Supreme Court has assigned Sanjay Hegde, a senior advocate with the Supreme Court, as the mediator, someone who will talk to the people in Shaheen Bagh and look for a way out, whether they'll be willing to shift to some sort of alternative site, and the Supreme Court will be taking up this issue now next Monday. So that will be interesting to see whether Sanjay Hegde and the others who've been appointed as the mediators in this entire matter will actually be able to find a way out, because perhaps the people of Shaheen Bagh also realize they can't endlessly sit on this road and block this road, which is an arterial road between Delhi and Noida, and it's causing a lot of inconvenience and traffic jams on the one road that is left between Delhi and Noida, and a lot of inconvenience to Delhiites, as you can imagine. Now, the other story that became, a big story was the story of this man, this farmer, in fact, Srinivasan Goenka, and this image, I think, is the one that all of us have seen of him racing with his buffaloes, and, obviously his physique also something that I think everybody is talking about. But this is when he was racing. This was an event in Karnataka. It's Kambala. It's this buffalo racing event that in itself was controversial because of, questions being raised about cruelty to animals. But he raced at this record speed, and that it led to some people tweeting about it, saying that, he's faster than Usain Bolt, or just like as comparable, or compare that, it's competitive with Usain Bolt. But that may have been a catchy headline, though reality, I think, is very different. And this is my take on it, that if you see the video, he's running with the buffaloes, and it just seems the buffaloes are dragging him along. So when NDTV's Maya even asked him whether he would be going to Delhi and, trying out in athletics and trying out with the Sports Authority of India, he was a little, circumspect about it. He said, I'll have to wait and see. And for the moment, he seems happy. But interestingly, from his Twitter fame, from his social media fame, he did come to Karnataka, and he came to Bengaluru, the capital, and met with the chief minister. So take a look at the man who's become this big sensation. This is him racing with the buffaloes, and there he is talking to Maya. There you can see. So this is the event, the Kambala Buffalo Racing event, and there you can see.
He's very, very happy. The chief minister has called him to meet him, and he's feeling extremely happy about this. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ಉಸೇನ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟ್ ತರ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತಾರೆ?
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಸರುಗದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕಂದಿನ ಕೆಸರುಗದ್ದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಂಡವರು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಓಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇದ್ರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಕೋನಾಗಲ್ಲದ್ದು, ನಾವು ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡೋದು, ಅದು ಅದ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾವು ಓಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ.
So he's saying that, of course, it's not the same. He was running in the field. He was running with those buffaloes, the water buffaloes, and if they had run faster, maybe he could have run faster also. So, in ಮುಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಇದು SAI ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕರೆದರೆ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?
ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮಂತ್ ತನಕ ನಮ್ ಕಮಲ ಇದೆ.
There you can see him meeting with Yediyurappa, the chief minister.
ಕಮಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 140.
So yes, internet fame bringing him to Bangalore, Bengaluru.
ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಬಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಂತರ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ
Okay. So 1 month, the Kambala festival goes on for another 1 month. After that, he'll rest for 1 month, and then he will take a decision about what he does going ahead after talking to the minister. We'll go.
All right, so there you can see that's the story of Srinivasan Goenka. If you don't agree with me and you think he was running as fast as everyone says he was, and that he could do it without the buffaloes, then of course write in our comment section. But that's all the time I have for you. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.